Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Response Able Solution. I'm Stanley J. Targus III. I'm your host. Today, I'm going to go a little deeper into debt contentment. We did a little short on contentment, and really, contentment is one of the fruits of the Spirit that I pay attention to a lot in my life because it lets me know, am I working with the plan that's designed for me by God, or am I working with the plan that I've designed? Oftentimes, if I've designed the plan, it's really not the best plan out there because I only know my best thinking. My best thinking got me here. How can my best thinking get me out of here? So, why do I expect to have contentment with money if my best thinking only knows how to get me in debt? And when the whole world all around me is pushing me towards more debt, finance it, 0% interest, get a credit card. As soon as you get out of high school and in college, you're getting bombarded with debt, debt, debt. You can't pay cash for a car. You can't pay cash for a house. You can't pay cash to fix your house most of the time. Until you go through a season of building and preparing, it's very hard to pay cash for things. And when you pay cash for things, it's not the end all be all. It just means you've taken all of your hard work that you saved for and immediately transferred it to someone else to control, which puts you back in the beginning of zero again to start all over. So debt or paying cash both come with pros and cons. Both have obstacles. But why don't I have contentment with money? That's my main issue. And I struggle with this because I'm 50, almost 51 years old. I've been living in this money world for over 20 years. I've been an entrepreneur. I've been a business owner. I own homes. I found out that I'm not a good landlord. I'm a decent business owner. I really am passionate about helping people understand how to let money work in their lives so they don't have to go through the same financial trauma that I've went through, that I put my family through. And how do I not blame myself and be identified as that goofball? Well, we did one on that. I don't have to be the same person I was 20 years ago. I can learn from those mistakes. I can be accountable to the results that happen, but I don't have to be defined by it moving forward. There's a lot of financial forgiveness that has to happen in order for me to move forward and be healthy. But if I never have contentment with money, and if I never have contentment with the next season in life, how do I actually move forward? That's the battle that we have. And if you're like me, I see people in their 60s, 70s, and 80s. I see some of my own peers. They have financial contentment. Talking to some people, they're sitting on 30,000 in their savings account, 150,000 in a money market account. Their retirement accounts are full. Their house is almost paid off. They don't carry debt. Their kids' college fund is ready. But that's not the average person. The average person does not have a fully funded retirement, still has a lot of mortgage debt, still has some credit card debt, has medical expenses. Every time they build a savings account, the car raises its hand or the roof raises its hand and says, I need that money. And then we never get the chance to take and build and stair step up so that we can get out of this discontentment with debt and money. So, how do we manage this and navigate this? It's really a mindset. And it comes with a disciplined approach. And that's really hard for me. I think of discipline and obedience as negatives because I think of discipline as being disciplined. But that's not always the case. I think of obedience as being controlled. And that's not always the case. Think about money. If we were disciplined and obedient towards how we managed money in our lives, where would we be at today? Go back 10 years and think, if I was only saving $50 a month 10 years ago, which seemed like a stretch 10 years ago, today $50 a month would be nothing. But how much money would we have set aside in a savings account if we did that 10 years ago? That's the difference. How do we incorporate that mindset today and have short-term pain for long-term gain? And it's not really pain because it's just putting in place a disciplined approach and a good positive habit that we can grow out of this discontentment with debt. Until we build a savings account, the only solution we have when life happens is more debt. I mean, I fall into this trap too. I pay off my debt and I feel like I'm finally going to have a season where I've got $600, $800, $900, $1,200 a month that I can set aside in a savings account. And in my mind, I can do math. I'm like, in 12 months, I will have $14,000 saved. And lo and behold, month 3, the tires go. Month 5, my kids need braces. Month 7, the transmission goes. And month 12, I wake up and think I made 150,000 this year. I was going to save 1,200 bucks a month. It's the end of the year. I don't have any savings. Where did all the money go? Well, life happens. When life happens, if our only solution is more debt, we never have this. We never get rid of the debt contentment. It becomes our lifestyle. Debt should be a season, not a lifestyle. And what I don't know is how long is that season? For me, I've gone through seasons where I've had a ton of cash coming in, and then I've had seasons where cash wasn't coming in and I was able to rely on my savings. I love the idea of having a prudent reserve. And I'm grateful that at certain seasons when I didn't have cash coming in, I had money set aside because it kept me from getting into more debt. But I'm not comfortable with that because I think, when's the next trauma going to happen? When's the financial trauma going to happen next? It's going to derail my plan. And plans are constantly derailed because life happens. Life happens along the way. My wife and I got a new house and we're ready and we're excited about it. We finally have manageable, like, fixed expenses. We got things in place. We paid cash for some things, which is great. Had the ability to do that. Now we're learning about gas and heating and windows and maintaining some property, and the snow blower needs attention, and we just got pummeled with 8 inches of snow, and where does that money come from? And then had to have some eye surgery done on each eye, and some things were covered by the medical expenses, and the lenses that I want were not covered. And then they tell you your copay, and then you get a bill for 1,100 bucks out of the blue. And I mean, it's a constant barragement of stuff. But what I find is, and I don't know that everyone has a coach. When life happens, I have at least 3 to 5 people that I can go to and say, hey, Bob, hey, BK, hey, Jeff, hey, Jermaine, hey, Nicholas. The people at my church and my small group, my mom and dad, I've given them permission to speak life into me when I don't know what to do. I don't always have to take their suggestions, and I don't bring everything to them. But when life does happen, I need someone who's not emotional about what's going on so that I can have clear perspective, so I don't make a knee-jerk decision that compounds my pain down the line. And I've done that. I've tried to do it on my own. And sometimes it works, and a lot of times it doesn't. A lot of times people say, Stan, why didn't you ask me? I would have told you that that's not the way to go. There's 2 other things you could have done better that would have saved you 80 bucks a month and 2 years of payments. And I'm thinking, why didn't I know? Why didn't I ask? I'm not trying to be prideful and arrogant, but I want to be responsible. And the response-able solution is giving us the ability to respond in a way that has character, integrity, and honors our ability to be the best that we can be with what we have. So I would encourage you, reach out to the person who introduced you to this channel and see if they have a coach, or maybe they are your coach. Who's your team captain when it comes to money? This isn't financial advisor or tax accounting or risk management or anything like that. This is, how do you manage cash flow? And that's why people struggle. Because right when I finally get things in a good spot, I feel like, when's the other shoe going to fall off? When's the other shoe going to fall off? What's the next thing that's going to happen? And it's going to rob my ability to have contentment again. And what it boils down to is, I don't believe that I deserve it, or I'm worthy of it, or I'm capable of it. And I work really hard, just like you do. My family works really hard, just like you do. We're not out spending money at the casino and buying $36 milkshakes every week. I mean, once a year, maybe. you got to splurge and enjoy life. If every day's a diet, it's not fun. It's not enjoyable. But if I can plan on the days and the times, and I have a little reserve, and I actually am managing my cash flow to get me through the season and then take care of things moving forward, I can get rid of this debt contentment. And I can have some fulfillment. And the fulfillment comes with knowing that I have peace based on how money works. My contentment's not decided by the size of my bank account or my credit score. My contentment comes from something internal. Am I doing the right things? Do I believe that God's going to get me through? Do I believe that I'm taking the right steps? Are me and my spouse on the same page? And those are deep questions to ask. I don't know how to accept that contentment if I've never had it. It's like trusting. How do I trust if I haven't had the ability to experience trust? It's a challenge. So I have that fulfillment by seeing a plan that's mapped out specifically for me and my family. Instead of getting overwhelmed by the size of the debt or the monthly payments or the car I need to buy in 2 years or the braces I need to buy in 6 months or the college in 4 years that we need to pay for, I can look at the debt that I have, I can look at the plan that I have, and I can see here's the exact dates and times when things are getting paid off. And if I'm good with my money, my cash flow management, and I'm taking the dollars that I was allocating to service debts and I'm putting it back into my savings account instead of re-upping new debt, which is what most of the time happens, suddenly I can have this contentment of I'm building a savings. I've got a safety net. I have a plan. I have a team captain who's there to make sure that everything's going according to plan. When life happens, I don't have to derail my plan because I don't know what to do. And really, that's the peace that I have inside of me to say, I don't have to be defined by my past. I can be accountable to it. I don't have to be the only one to dig out of it. My best thinking got me here. I need a team and a team captain and a coach to get me out of this. And if I get my money working in alignment with my new goals and priorities, I have contentment. And I can get rid of that debt contentment that plagues me and has plagued me for decades. And I hope that you hear some hope in this message. And this is not the fake hope that you see on TV. This is reality. The response able solution is customized for you. I would encourage you to reach out to the person who turned you on to this or reach out to me. I will help you. I'm really good at designing solutions. With my coach, I'm really good at following solutions, and I'm really good at helping you. So I hope this information inspires you to take action. You are worthy and deserving of God's best in your life, even financially. And I hope that you have a great day and God bless you. I look forward to meeting you. Thank you.